So we did on Monday, we did Parashat Shavua, and now we're Bain Hametzarip. So we're going to divide this part until maybe after Tisha B'Av, unless if the Mashiach will come before, and then we can learn about the Chagim, the Yom Tov that we're going to have in this months to come. So page Kuf Tzadik, it's in the same volume of Sefer Bamidbar. Basically, we're finishing the Torah this Shabbat, right? We have two parashiyot, Matot and Masai. Sefer Bamidbar is basically the last book. Dvarim is basically the wheel of Moshe, the summary, etc. It's like an addition. So, Chazak v'nitchazek. So, Bain Hametzarip, right? Bain Hametzarip, it's like between Yud Zayin B'Tammuz and Tisha B'Av, 10 B'Av. And Bezrat Hashem, I want to dedicate the shiur to the Atzlacha. We are in a danger time now, when the Persians are threatening to attack, the Lebanese and Hezbollah threatening to attack, Hamas are attacking, the Houthim from Yemen are attacking, everybody is on us, and it looks like some of the prophecies about a ship between 70 wolves is us, and Hashem is saving us. So yeah, we're suffering. It's a very stressful time, but we sing every year in the Agada, right? שבכל דור עומדים עלינו לכלותנו, והקדוש ברוך הוא מציל לנו מידם. Let's dedicate the shiur to the Atzlacha of all Israel, and as it says in the pasuk, וחרבם תבוא בליבם וקשתותם תשבר, like the sword will come into their hearts, and their arrows will break. So all the missiles, all the drone, whatever they're sending on Israel should do a U-turn to return on the one who launched them. So, Bain Hametzarip, so what does it mean, this mourning that we have, and the yearning and the desires for whatever we have, or whatever we want, right? Like basically, we know about the Geulah and about the Beit HaMikdash. So, Chazal Amru, our sage says, Shoalim v'droshin b'ilchot hamoed, right? Basically 30 days before. So Moshe was metakem, and our sages are teaching us that 30 days before the Yom Tov, we have to start and learn, right? What is Pesach, what is Sukkot, what is Shivot, all the Chagim, 30 days, we're starting to learn the halachot. And including with that, ונכלל בזה, שבכל זמן מיוחד אצל יהודים צריך ללמוד ולהתעמק מה משמעותו והנצחיות שבו. And it's teaching us that any significant time, or any Chag, Yom Tov, something that has meaning to it, special day, we need to learn and we need to dig deep into what is the meaning and what's infinite in it. So according to that, we need to understand, יש להבין את עניין האבלות על חורבן, about the mourning about the destruction, in these days, בין המצרים and תשעה באב. שהרי אצל יהודי, כל החגים והמועדים עניינם נצחי. So our holy days are infinite, which means they have a spiritual light that sparks or came down to this world at the time of the Chag. So whether if it was Yetziat Mitzrayim, right, so 3,700 years ago approximately, but the same light we have every year. So that's infinite. And we need to learn the purpose of it and what does it mean? What is it about? What's the purpose of these days? And certainly, said, בוודאי, אין זה רק המשמעות הפשוטה של אבלות להתאבל על מה שהיה ונעשה. So he said, certainly, it's not that the simple mourning that we have about something that we had and is gone, right? Somebody have a very nice car that he really like, chas v'chalila, something happened to it and it's gone, and he's mourning, oh, I'm sad, I'm missing my car. Okay, fine, you're missing your car, you can get another one. So here there is something like more deeper than that. Because he said, שכאן עם ישראל אינו שומר על זיכרונות של עבר בעלמא. We are not like a nostalgic nation that we are keeping the memories of the past. אם לא שהם קשורים להווה ולעתיד. Unless if they are related to the present and to the future. Otherwise, what's the point? It's nice to remember about something, but if it doesn't help us, then it's just a memory. I heard about Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky, Zichron Tzedik Libracha, that when he got older and older, and his memory was not as it was, then he dove into Hashem that all the unnecessary memories or not significant memories should be taken away to have room for memories about the Torah that he's learning, until a certain point that he was remembering the Torah better than his own grandchildren. And one of them came to him and he asked him, "Hi, Saba," and he said, "I'm very sorry, I don't remember you. Who are you?" Right? And he told him, "You don't remember me? I'm your grandchild." And then he told him, "I asked Hashem to take out the memories that, that will consume unnecessary space. I apologize." But it was all in Torah. It was not shayach to this world. So he said here, Netivot Shalom, right? I said you that we don't keep memories that have no relation to the present and to the future for us. וכאמרו זיכרונן לברכה, מסכת סופרים, גזירה על המת שישתכח מן הלב, right? So there is a gzera, there is a decree that Hashem made it, that after a year, somebody that died, he will be forgotten from the heart. שנאמר בתהילים, לא נשכחתי כמת מלב. Right? That's why Yosef, his father Yaakov couldn't let him go. Which means it's not that we are forgetting who died, right? We have loved ones that they died, but the same pain or the same reaction to that after a year is declining. Otherwise, we will not be able really to live our life and continue. But here it says, כאן כתוב, אם אשכחך ירושלים תשכח ימיני. Right? לא שאני תדבק לחיכים, אזכרך אם לא עלי את ירושלים וספתי. Right? So it means, and every couple, right, the husband saying it in the day of the Chatuna, right? If I will forget Yerushalayim, I will forget my right hand. So it's not the same like somebody that died that we're supposed to forget him after a year, at a certain level. Because Yerushalayim היא דבר חי, שאין השכחה שולטת בו. Because Yerushalayim, Jerusalem, it's a living being. And forgetting about it is not related to it. Yerushalayim חיה. לכן אם אשכחך ירושלים, which means that if I see Yerushalayim as something that is lost and gone and is no longer here, then I will forget about my right hand. Even though it is destroyed, rebuilt, we still not have a full control, whatever. But Yerushalayim is never gone totally. Always we have something, especially these days. We need to explain the meaning of the mourning of the mashma'ut ha'avlut al Bet HaMikdash, right? So now we have a mourning about the Bet HaMikdash, which means אי השלמה עם חורבנו ותשוקה לבניינו, which means we are not we are not accepting the destruction. We know it's temporary. There are situations in life when something is happening and we have like an acceptance. You know, that's it. This thing will never return, period. No. We don't accept that. Yes, it's destroyed now, but it's temporarily. So that's why we have the yearning to rebuild it. שישראל אינם משלימים לרגע אחד עם זה שבית המקדש חרב. That we're not accepting the fact that בית המקדש is destroyed. And always we're bringing up the memory on our heart. And yearning ומשתוקקים ומצפים מתי יבנה בית המקדש, when the בית המקדש will be built. I don't know about you, but I don't really have that feeling in my heart. I want the בית המקדש, of course, but, you know, and this is what I dive into Hashem, that our generation facing a Nisayon that no other generation faced. So many years of exile in the diaspora and whatever, even when we're rebuilding the state of Israel, but still we are so long, so distant from the period of time when we had the Beit HaMikdash. Because between the first and the second, there was only 70 years of exile. And people were still alive, see the first, and they saw the second. And we have 2,000 years of nothing. So we should have this yearning about, yeah, we want the better, even though that we don't really feel or we don't really understand what does it mean. But we never forget it. על דרך מאמר מרן הקדוש, הסבא הקדוש מקוברין, נישא את זכותו גן עלינו, שהגרוע ביותר, the worst of all, הוא כאשר משלימים במצב כמות שהוא, when somebody is accepting with the situation. And you can have an analogy of somebody that was in the Holocaust, So the people that accepted the destiny, they didn't fight, they didn't try, or they didn't have the hope that one day it will gone. One day it will over, and they will be able to rebuild their life. And that's the despair, which is the worst situation. And he said that that's the big disaster, that when a Jew accepting the fact that he can live without Beit HaMikdash. That's the worst thing, even if we don't feel it. וכמעשה שהיה אצל הרב הקדוש מאפתא, זכותו להגן לנו, שנכנס אליו יהודי. So one day a Jew came to the הרב הקדוש from Apta, and he poured his heart. He told him about all his troubles and problems, etc. והיה נראה לו שאינו משתתף כל כך בצערו. But so now from the story here, it looked like that he was not acknowledging or didn't have an empathy to his sorrow, his tsar. ואמר לו רב הקדוש מאפתא, so the רב הקדוש מאפתא is telling him, okay, you told me all about your troubles and everything, and it looked like him, right? So a Jew come, telling him his problem, and the Rav HaKadosh Me'apta, it doesn't like acknowledging it, or it doesn't have an empathy. And then he's telling the Jew, ומה עם זה שלא הקריבו היום את קורבן התמיד, על זה אינך דואג כלל? So you told me all your problems and all your trouble and everything. What about the fact that we didn't have a sacrifice, the Korban Tamid today, right? You don't have the Beit HaMikdash. You are not worried about that? Right? It's a musar, which means it looks like he has a problem that is more significant than the fact that we don't have a Beit HaMikdash. And it is if like he accepts the fact that it's destroyed and it will never going to be rebuilt, חס וחלילה. And 3 times, 3 פעמים ביום מבקש יהודי בתפילה לירושלים, ירחה ברחמים תשוב, right? We're davening 3 times a day, right? That Hashem will return in mercy to Yerushalayim. ומעורר בליבו תשוקה, and that's waking up the yearning for rebuilding Yerushalayim and the Beit HaMikdash. And especially in the davening, the tefillot המוספים, right? The musaf of שלושת הרגלים, of Pesach, Sukkot, right? Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot. Because all of them, the theme of them is like talking about the yearning, divine yearning for the binyan of Beit HaMikdash. As we said, Avinu Malkenu, Gale Kvod Malchuta, right? Reveal your honor, reveal your kingdom, fast, etc. It's all the psukim over there. We should, when we read, we should understand what we're actually reading and davening. And that's yearning is bechina shel korbanot, right? Because the tefillah and the avodah, because we said ala Torah v'ala avodah. So Torah is Torah learning, and what is avodah? Some people think that avodah is to have a job and to work somewhere and earn money. Avodah is sacrifices. So today we don't have sacrifices. When we daven, it is like sacrificing. Moshe כתב מארון אדמו בעל בית אברהם זכותו הגנו in the letter he wrote, כי הגעגועים לדבר הם יותר גדולים מעצם הדבר. Right? He said that missing something or having these געגועים, I don't know how you translate געגועים exactly to English, because I miss you. I don't know if it's the real translation from the word געגוע, that you're yearning for something and you're missing it, and you have that feeling and desire for it. So he said, so sometimes these feelings are greater than the thing itself that you miss. Only the feeling are greater than that. But that's important, and why it is, because that's like the beginning of building the Beit HaMikdash, which we're going to build from the yearning of people of Israel that are really have the desire, when we are still in exile, to have the Beit HaMikdash. And by having this yearning and desire, and ממשיכים את בניינו במהרה בימינו אמן, that we're bringing actually the Beit HaMikdash in this day. Because if we are disconnected and if we don't think about it, then why should we have it? It's very simple. Because when a Jew is dwelling in bitterness, right? He said, כאשר יהודי שרוי בתכלית המהירות, when a Jew is like dwelling in bitterness about the lack of the light. The light lack of the light of Hashem that was enlightening us, right, from Bet HaMikdash, and is full of yearning, that will help us to rebuild the Bet HaMikdash. And especially in these 3 weeks of Ben HaMetzarim, Yud Zayin B'Tammuz and Tisha B'Av, when the Klal Israel bringing more that yearning in the Chukka, because right these days now all the shiurim and everything, we're all talking about Bet HaMikdash and the destruction and why and Sinat Chinam, right, and all the things that we keep repeating. And that maybe will give us a better chance, right, to really think about and miss the Bet HaMikdash and wanted to have it, and Hashem will, Be'ezrat Hashem, will listen to us. He said this Tkufa, this period of time, is actually the beginning of Binyan Bet HaMikdash. ומכלל מצוות חובות הלבבות, and the obligation of the hearts on us, that we are obligated always to strengthen ourselves and wake that desire and yearning and anticipation and the thirsty of the Mashiach and the Binyan Bet HaMikdash, especially in this day. של קרא עלי מועד, like it's a good Yom Tov, it's a Yom Tov, it's a Chagim, it's a period of time. And the more we're increasing that yearning, the more getting the Geula closer and closer for the Klal and for us. And he says, בזה יש לבאר, we need to explain. There is a story about the philosopher, like a psychologist, whatever, is like a Platon. How you say a Platon in English? A Platon?
A what?
One of the
philosopher,
Platon, yeah. When he found Yirmiyahu, the Navi, the prophet, crying and crying about the destruction, and after he noticed that Yirmiyahu is not just a simple person that is crying for nothing. He's a very wise man, very smart, very sharp. He's a prophet. So he asked him, okay, how is it appropriate, so such a smart person like you, to cry about the past? It's already been destroyed. It's already burned. It's gone. How is it going to help crying? Right? It's a good question. Because we do have a feeling for something, but basically, if you look at it, then something that was belonged to us and is no longer exist, something happened to it, then it's not going to help if we cry, if we're going to be sad and everything. It's not going to bring it back. So what's the point to be sad? What's the point to cry? ואמר לו ירמיהו, אינני יכול להשיב לך על שאלה זו, כי לא תבין את התשובה. And Yirmiyahu gave him a good answer. He said, I cannot give you an answer because you're not going to understand. What does it mean? He said that the meaning of the mourning is the yearning, and it's pouring the heart, השתפכות הנפש, as it says in Tehillim, מזמור לדוד, בהיותו במדבר, right? יהודה, במדבר יהודה, right? When David was in the Judea desert, שם אליך נפשי, my soul was thirsty, קם אליך בשרי, my flesh is yearning to you. That when he was away from Bet HaMikdash and he didn't have the divine light, then actually he like took his vitality from the thirsty of his soul and the yearning in his flesh that was yearning for the Bet HaMikdash. He said, and that's the thing of the being mourning and the crying about the destruction of Bet HaMikdash, that we wanted to be back. We know that he's long gone, 2,000 years. But we have the desire, we have the yearning, and we have the anticipation that it's going to be back, and we'll have the revelation of the divine light of Hashem that was lighting to the whole world. And he says in שערי העבודה לרבנו יונה, שבעת היה הבית בבניינו, הייתה שם בכל עת בחינת מעמד הר סיני בדרגת הנבואה למעלה. So Rabbeinu Yonah said that the time that the Bet HaMikdash was there, it is like the Ma'amad Har Sinai every day. Every day was like the same thing like we had in Ma'amad Har Sinai receiving the Torah. Everybody were getting like a prophecy level. It's a big question, and how come people then didn't behave and didn't keep Torah mitzvot, and how come they have a Sinat Chinam, or how come they did the Gilui Harot, Avodat Zarah? Probably the evil inclination was also very strong. It was like unbelievable spiritual time. And now I understand that the tshuva of Yirmiyahu, what Yirmiyahu answered, that no, I cannot explain, which means that a Plato will not understand why he was crying about the yearning to the light of Hashem. Only we can understand. And we're going to stop here, and we're going to continue with Bezrat Hashem, or next Monday or next Thursday. Thank you for listening.
All right, double partial.